Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We're doing a special remote here at the Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial. It is Memorial Day 2024. Our Spotlight Show is brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades, doing great things in San Diego County. Happy to have back on, making a return appearance on the Spotlight Show, Nathaniel Donnelly. He is the Membership Development Director for the Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial. How you doing, Nathaniel? Good to see you, man.
Doing good, Drew. Good to be on again.
Yeah, well, listen, you did a great job the last time. Joined by your colleague, Stephen Ferguson. He's an Honor Guard coffee guy. How you doing, Stephen?
Oh, I'm doing pretty great. Happy to be here.
Good. Well, thanks for coming on. What is Honor Guard coffee?
So Honor Guard coffee is our answer to the veteran suicide crisis. What we do is we sell coffee to fund getting service dogs for veterans and saving their lives.
Oh, nice. Very good. Now, you've brought your dog with you, right?
Yes, sir.
Is your dog a service dog?
She is.
Okay. And why don't you say the name of your dog and the type of dog?
Well, my dog is a Border Collie Australian Shepherd mix, and her name is Venus. She's 2.5 years, and she's an angel.
Yeah, very, very good. And how long have you had Venus?
I've had Venus for just shy of 2.5 years now.
Okay, so pretty much since Venus was a puppy.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Nathaniel, do you have dogs at all?
I do. We had 2 Great Danes and a Ridgeback, so we had a lot of dog, but over the past couple of years, they passed on due to old age. So we now have a Sheepadoodle that just turned 1.
A Sheepadoodle?
Yes, sir.
How big is the Sheepadoodle?
She's probably about 45 pounds now, and I guess she'll maybe get to 60.
She'll get to 60. Okay, very.
So she's a runt compared to my other ones.
Okay, the Danes were Danes.
Yes,
exactly. Nathaniel, talk about your role with Mount Soledad.
Yeah, so my role within Mount Soledad is, as Drew mentioned, the Membership Development Director or Membership Program Coordinator, and my job is to get members to the Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial. And so that's our big push all the time, is to get members. For those of y'all that have been up here, you can see that the plaque space on the walls is not so slowly but surely going away. So at some point, we're not going to be able to sell more plaques, and how we're going to sustain ourselves is with memberships. So we really want people to get on the membership bandwagon and help us maintain these beautiful plaques.
Right, exactly. And Nathaniel, you serve, correct?
Absolutely.
Talk about that.
So I served for about 8.5 years as a infantry Marine, and my first duty station was in Hawaii. Tough duty, I know, with Charlie Company, 1st Battalion, 3rd Marines. But then after a stint on embassy duty, I came back to the Grunts with India Company, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines, which is the same battalion that we're honoring today.
Yeah, talk about that battalion.
So that battalion is the most decorated battalion in the Marine Corps, which I'm proud to say. I didn't know much about their legacy when I joined them, but when I came around was in 2003. And, I came in 2002, and then obviously 2003, we were part of the invasion of Iraq. And I have 3 of my brothers up here now that aren't with us anymore, and we have one that's coming up in the next week or 2 as well. So these walls are sacred to me. And obviously I got out, but that legacy continues with 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines of today, and then the Marines of Sangin, Afghanistan in 2010, 2011 that we're specifically honoring today, whose plaque is right behind you and near all my brothers as well. They're kind of in this general area in the northeast section of the memorial.
So do you know some of the folks that will be speaking today?
I do. Not well. I met Lieutenant Colonel Tom Schumann about a week or 2 ago up at Camp Pendleton. He showed us around the 3-5 memorial up there, and as he will talk about some of the Marines that were KIA and singing today, we got to hear about every single one of them up there when we had a personal meeting with him. So obviously this is sacred to him. General Morris, who was a lieutenant colonel back then, he's going to be speaking as well, and this is just a very special day for my unit in particular.
Right, exactly. Stephen, did you serve?
Yes, sir, I did.
And where was that?
Marine Corps from 2010 to 2019, 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines.
Thank you for your service. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Do you have a legacy? Did your family serve?
I was first generation Marine Corps, so.
Very, very good. How about you, Nathaniel?
Next two of us.
Okay, yeah, I think and you may know this, Nathaniel, based on some of the interviews. I'm very proud to say my dad served in World War II. He fought at Guadalcanal, which was pretty tough, brutal stuff, as you know. And I just got back from my annual trip to New Orleans for the Jazz and Heritage Festival, but always make a stop at the National, World War II Museum. Have you seen that World War II Museum in New Orleans?
I have. Last time I was there about 2 years ago visiting a Marine
It's
friend.
unbelievable. It's like a Smithsonian. Have you been to this?
I've never been to New Orleans, so that's on the list on both counts.
You're going to be lost in this place. There's no question about it. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to a special edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. We are here at the Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial, celebrating Memorial Day 2024, chatting with Nathaniel Donnelly. He is the Membership Development Director for the memorial, joined by Stephen Ferguson of Honor Guard Coffee. So we know this is such an important day for you, Nathaniel. Talk about how Memorial Day affects you as well, Stephen.
It's a difficult day, remembering, brothers and sisters that I've lost throughout the years, not just in combat operations, but also afterwards to, the most deadly thing that my generation of Marine has faced, and that's, suicide after service.
Yeah, it's something we do talk about on my Spotlight show. We have a lot of my friends on from the San Diego Military Advisory Council that, Nathaniel goes to those events as well about once a month, and Reverend Mark Balmer comes on, and we'll occasionally talk about what you just brought up, Stephen. It's crisis levels. There's no question about that in that area. What can we do? What can the public do to help support? I'll start with you on this, Stephen, and you can jump in on it too, Nathaniel. Support folks that are having these, crises in their family, committing suicide or thinking about suicide. What can the public do?
So I think that's a very difficult question.
Right.
I think the best thing that you can do is, ask the difficult questions.
Right. And,
hey, how are you doing? Like, really, how are you doing? Are you okay? Do you need some help? And being there for folks. And also, supporting organizations that go out there and they're doing the good work on behalf of the American public, getting service dogs to these folks, or, providing access to care above and beyond what the Veterans Affairs is able to provide.
Right. And that's a relatively easy thing to do when you think about that. How about you, Nathaniel? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mentioned how I have 4 brothers up here.
Right.
2 of them KIA,
Right.
2 of them suicide within the past 2 years.
It's horrible.
And I have many more brothers that aren't up here that committed suicide as well, just as I imagine Stephen's experienced that as well.
Right.
I think the cause, and so many people have tried to come up with solutions, but
Right.
the cause is the lack of mission. When you join an organization like the Marine Corps and you participate in the things that we've done, where literally all the world's eyes are on you, and you're kicking ass. Excuse me, sorry, you're kicking butt.
You can say that.
All right, and you're doing your job in a perfect way, and you're just very, very important. I mean, you live in world history, and you're the spearhead of world history. And then after that, there's just nothing that can equate to that for the rest of your life. It's probably not going to happen. You can't recreate the camaraderie.
Right.
It's very, very tough to recreate the sense of importance on such a world stage.
Right.
Unless you become president or something. So I think just finding that mission Finding that camaraderie has been the difficult thing, and so many organizations have tried to recreate that the best they could, and it's amazing that they've been able to do that. Stevens Company, obviously, Honor Guard Coffee.
Sure.
PB Abate, who Lieutenant Colonel Schumann, I think he's a founder, executive officer of that. So many people have tried to really help in that capacity, and I think we just need more of that. And the Marines and all the service members who are struggling with this need to take part in these different organizations so that they can help themselves. One thing that I've noticed with my friends who have committed suicide, some of them, we knew they had trouble and we tried to help them as much as possible. Some of them we didn't even know, and then just the next day they're gone.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, both you guys, on this, and this certainly applies to whether you're in the military or, we all know that suicide's at crisis proportions, and this young kids are doing this a lot, social media, whatever you want to blame it on. But I think you're spot on this. It's just somebody asking the question, how are you doing? And really mean it. Or if, and you can't say that enough. Imagine you cannot say that enough to somebody. And, hey, listen, maybe we should go over here. What do you think about X, Y, and Z? You guys know this better than anybody because you served. But, how you sit there and say, listen, you've got a lot of gas in your tank. You did some great stuff for us while you're defending our country, whether it was here on domestic soil or abroad. There are so many folks that could use your skill sets, and we know that. Obviously, what you guys are doing is a great poster child for that. So that's terrific. Getting back to you, Nathaniel, how do our listeners engage with you so we can build that membership and everything else that comes with it?
All right. Well, if you're going to the website, soledadmemorial.org, we have a couple different ways to get to the membership thing. There's a big red banner right up on top. So if you click that, you can become a member right there online for as little as a cup of coffee a month. We want to push the sustainable memberships.
Great.
There are a few little perks and benefits that come with that, but the real reward is that you're helping maintain these plaques on the walls and our operations to keep this thing running.
That's good. Any final comments, Nathaniel?
If still got time to make it up here, the ceremony starts at 2:00. So come on up. We're expecting a lot. There's some really good people up here and really great organizations and really, really amazing stories. Like Neil always said, 6,600 plaques, 10,000 stories of literally the history of our country here.
That's great. Stephen, any final comments? How do we support you?
Yeah. Hey, if you go to the honorguardcoffee.com website and you jump on a coffee subscription today, you'll get 50% off your first bag. Use the code Soledad. And, we donate a quarter of our profits to getting veterans hooked up with service dogs. We've paired 2 so far, and I have a 3rd in training over at my booth. So if you come up here and see us, you'll get to meet him. He's a great guy.
Yeah, let's do this. I know, Nathaniel, you'll be back on my Spotlight show. You and Neil come on quite a bit. We can't have you on enough to talk about it. Let's get you back on too, and you bring in somebody who has benefited from your services. We do this, as Nathaniel knows, every single Friday at Mission Fed Credit Union headquarters, and would love to shout out more about Honor Guard. Give you your own show. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Consider it a done deal. Stephen Ferguson, Honor Guard Coffee, and Nathaniel Donnelly from Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial. Cannot thank you enough. I know you're busy running around with your head chopped off on this great Memorial Day, getting everything ready for this great event, and can't thank you enough and cannot wish you just great success moving forward.
Appreciate it, Drew. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Drew.
Yeah, absolutely, my pleasure. Drew Schlosberg here on a special edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast. We are now in our 18th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union for 6 decades, doing great work. Honored to be here at the Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial on Memorial Day 2024. We hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.